What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, here today. We are back with another, I guess, show. It's funny when I say show. It doesn't even sound right, but it is what it is now. It's getting to this point where, I'm able to bring high level, great coaches, great people, great universities, great colleges on, and the ball is not stopping. We're keeping this going. I got my boy Drew Martinez from Southwest Community College here in the Memphis, Tennessee area here. I met Drew a few years back. Great ball player coming out of the Memphis area. I'm going to let him talk about himself, but great player. Met him, talked a lot of baseball, and he was still, tinkering back and forth what he wanted to do, but then he has made that commitment full time to becoming a coach, and a great one at it. God knows hitting like the back of his hand. Great guy. And I asked him to come on. I reached out to him. He was like, no doubt about it, D. And so we just keeping this ball rolling. So again, what's up, Derek? What's up, Cabrera? How you guys doing? We got Vegas and we got Massachusetts in the house. And we are, so anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to keep this ball rolling, man. What's up, Jake? How you doing, man, from Mississippi out there? And Drew, if you can, please tell a little bit about yourself. Tell the listeners out here what we got going on with Drew Martinez. Man.
Well, I went to Christian Brothers. I grew up in Memphis. Dad sent me to Christian Brothers for baseball. They had a quality team. He wanted me to play at a private school. He did as well when he was in high school, so he kind of wanted me to follow up. That's why I went to Christian Brothers. He went to a brother school in New Orleans. From there, I went to University of Memphis and played 3 years. I was drafted by the Los Angeles Angels in the 10th round. Took that, played a few years with the Angels, and then played a few years independently as well in Gary, Indiana, and for Greg Taggart, and then played in Laredo, Texas for Pete Incaviglia. And like I said, loved playing for them. I actually followed that next year. I retired. Actually took a volunteer spot at University of Memphis. Coached there for a year, and I took this job at Southwest Tennessee Community College with his actually Coach Schoenrock's son, Eric Schoenrock. Took the job with him, and then actually coached independently for the Florence Freedom, an independent professional baseball league. Basically, when players get released or players come out of college, so we sign them, and then from us they play. It's professional baseball, but it also gives them opportunity to be seen by scouts teams from all over, and allows them to, it's second chance basically trying to get back. What I was trying to do when I was in independent baseball, and that's what I'm doing now.
Cool. I want to say what's up to Rod. What's up, Rod? I want to say what's up to my cuz that's coming on. What's up, Tink? Yeah, we are definitely. I want to get these questions going, and again, parents that are coming on, like always, please. Any questions that you have, we will be. I'll be listening in, and anything you got, I'll make sure that Drew gets these questions and he will answer them. All right. What's up, Sheree, coming in from Cali? What's up, Arthur? What's up, coming in from Olive Branch? What's up, Arthur? All right. We are. All right. So, Drew, let's get these these questions rolling, man. Let's get this going. So, being a junior college, we what are the challenges that you face? Being a junior college, and when it comes to the recruiting process, what are the challenges that you face?
For us, first off, the in-state, out-of-state thing, I thought was big to us. We try to find, we feel like being in the city of Memphis and the quality of baseball being so good and so talented year in and year out, we think that if a kid is going to a junior college, we believe that we are doing our job if we keep him in Memphis. Granted, there will be some kids that get away, and we understand that. But if he's not going to the Division I program, we feel like our job is to keep him here, help him develop, and then move him on to the school that he wants to go to, as well as to and help him, within that development, and as well as, But another problem is, kids want to go to Division I. They're so big on, getting the SEC offer, the ACC offer. It doesn't matter. They want a Division I offer. Their parents want that, and that's a challenge. We have to, let parents know. Look, we understand it's not pretty. It doesn't look great. We understand that, but why send your kid there if he is a fringe player? Maybe D1 guy, maybe not. And we say, hey, why don't you come here, get your innings in, or get your at bats in, and get quality playing time day in and day out, and allow yourself to develop and grow, rather than, because we know you learn by playing the game. You learn by playing in the games and stuff like that, and practicing and getting consistent reps. You get better that way. And if you're not doing that, you're only hurting yourself, and you're only, setting yourself back. And so we believe, you come to us, allow us to develop you.
Cool. My next question would be, all right, so, basically piggyback off of what you're saying, what type of players do you normally get like coming there? Are they mad they didn't go D1, or are they, great at, happy about the opportunity, or, what is a typical player coming, to your school?
It's a mixture. We have some kids that believe they should have been Division One. And we use that. We say, hey, look, that's fuel the fire. They say you're not good enough. Use that. We also have kids that need to develop, that need to get better, that are late developers. That's what we call them. We tell them, look, you're just developing late. You'll be there, but you got to put in the time and effort. You got to realize junior college baseball, it's baseball. It's college baseball. Whether you like it or not, whether it sounds pretty or not, it's college baseball. And so you've got to put in the work. You've got to understand there are hundreds of, probably thousands of, junior college kids that are getting looked at. What you can do different to set yourself apart. But we do have the kids that are, that just they just don't have what it takes to be a Division player. They're junior college kids, or their grades aren't where they're supposed to be. So they come to junior college, get those grades up, and then move on. I know one kid, like, for instance, Braden Green played at Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to go to Memphis out of college. Dead set, wants to go to Memphis. We tell him, look, we know him. We tell him, look, come here, get your innings in. Braden is now a sophomore, committed back to Memphis. But instead of going there and sitting 2 years, he came here, pitched last year freshman. He'll be a starter again. Now he's going to go to Memphis with, 150, 200 innings. And now they expect to use him as a junior. And he's supposed to go in and have a role, rather than going there, sitting 2 years and hanging out and then finding a role. He comes in, and we kind of tell him, hey, look, if you want to go D1, come here. This guy's done it. And we're going to have a couple more players signed to Division One or D2 or any kind of scholarships or anything like that, and have a chance to make an immediate impact. Why go somewhere and sit when you can make an immediate impact somewhere else?
Nah, cool. What's up, JD? What's up, Dustin? They're joining in too, man. We got so the scholarship, how does that break down? I just learned yesterday with D2 is 9 scholarships. Of course, D1 is 11.7. What are the scholarships? What are the percentages and all of that? What's up, Chris? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
For us, scholarship wise, we don't have a specific number of guys that could be on scholarship. For us, it's a budget of how much money we have. And that's how we don't have a specific number. It's budgeted however we can budget it in. I know we do have, I think, 5 out-of-state waivers that we are allowed with our school, at least. And we use those, obviously, the Georgia kids, Florida, wherever we can find. We get a kid from Florida this year that's here. And we give them to where we see need. And for us, our school being so expensive as a junior college right out of state, we spend those specifically, for our specific needs, but scholarship wise, especially being in Tennessee, it is so big for us that we have the Tennessee Promise and the Tennessee Hope, which allows junior college kids in the state of Tennessee to come to school free, basically. And now any scholarship that we add on top of that is just theirs. And that's how for us, scholarship wise, we do have a good amount of kids on our scholarship. But like I said, also we have got a lot of kids that, for us, are good academically, and that helps them as well. But for scholarships, it's not really, we're not like Division One or Division Two. We have a set number. You can have as many as you want, but at the same time, you've got a certain amount. At least for us, we got a certain amount of money we spend, and we don't go above that at all.
Okay. And um does that number vary, or is it like just set every year?
No, it's a set every year. It's set every year. We rarely go over it. Um, for us, we had to rebuild a program. It was a program that was brought down. Southwest is our name in Memphis wasn't one that was uh, perceived very high or thought of very highly. So us, coming in, we have to recruit the right guys, the right players because we're trying to change the program. At the same time, we have to make sure that we give them a scholarship that we think they deserve, as well as give them make sure that we present ourselves the best way possible, and it's really for the parents, you know, for the parents, let them understand and know that they're in the right hands, and that we're going to make sure that we develop them not only as a student, because at the end of the day they have to be eligible to play, as an athlete, and then as a man. And if you connect those three things, we're not only helping them develop in some sort of aspect of their life every day, but as well as consistently making steps forward and not making that step back.
All right, cool, man. All right, so I know with junior colleges I've been learning. So if what is the coach's mindset? Let's just say a guy got drafted, right? I got drafted and I didn't like where I went in the draft, and I decided that I want to go the junior college route, and I guess I could give this whole, I never really gave a background to it too much about why drafted guys choose junior college, and that could be a whole nother subject for another day. But you and I both know what I'm talking about, Drew. So if I'm a guy that got drafted, I didn't like where I wanted. Do you guys know that he may be a one and done type of guy, or do you tend to lean towards those guys or lean away from those type of guys that are like, the one and dones, or the guy that's D1, spend a year at D1 and didn't necessarily make the roster, second time has to come down, and you only got him for 1 year? Is it just strictly like, hey, we know we got him, we got him for 1 year, we just going to try to ride him out?
No, it doesn't matter to us. We want guys that want to come in and work. Whether it is those are draft guys, say we get a guy that's a draft guy, and he gets drafted the 1 year, is fine. For us, we tell the players when they first come in and when we recruit them, look, we're never going to take away a moment for you, an opportunity from you. If that opportunity pops up, and you from here, take it. If you believe it's the right opportunity for you, you need to take it. And that's what we talk about. We tell them that consistently. But when it comes to a D1 guy that comes in, yeah, if a Division I guy might not get any innings in, he's a freshman, he's got the red shirt, come here for a year or two, because when you transfer in from a Division I to a junior college, they call it the 4-2-4 rule, where you went to a 4-year school. If you go to junior college, you have to stay for 2 years, and then you can go back to Division I. You can't come down, stay for a year, and then go back to D1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have to. What's it called? A 4-2-4. You have to graduate from a junior college before you can go back to a Division I school.
All right. So let me ask you this. I didn't mean to cut you off, but let me ask. So
no, go ahead.
If I spend a freshman year at Memphis, I spend a whole year, and at the end of the year they don't want me back. Okay. So I come down to junior college. I can't just spend 1 year at junior college and then get a D1 scholarship. I have to spend minimum of 2 years.
No, that you can. Only if you spent a full year. So like if we get a kid at the Christmas break his freshman year, he's got to stay there that year, the end of that spring, or what do you want to call it, the spring. I said, okay, say this kid coming in, he wants to spend the spring here, all right, but he's still got another full year before he can go somewhere else. But yes, if he does, like we had a kid come last year, he was a redshirt freshman, came in, he transferred in from Crowder, came in, played a year, and then left. And like I said, if the kid has opportunity to go somewhere, we're not going to be the guys to say, don't take it. Stay another year. We're not going to be those guys. We want you to take the opportunity if you're excited about it, if you believe it's the right move for you. But if he's a freshman and he's gone through a whole freshman year, and yeah, it happened like that, they said, we want you back. Yeah, you can stay a year and then move on from there. But if you transfer in your freshman, like Christmas time, your freshman year, you have not played a full season yet, you are required to play 2 years, or I guess 2 full seasons before you can move on to Division One, and you have to graduate as well.
Wow. Every day and learn something. Yeah, that's that's good information. And so let me ask you this. So when it comes, and again, parents that are coming on, they're gradually getting on and learning something. But if you have any other questions, I got a couple out here so far. But if you have any questions, Floyd, please, type them in, and I'll make sure Coach Drew over here will get them. Okay. So the like camps and are you guys holding camps and doing the whole gamut like D1 programs and all that? Are you guys doing the same thing?
Yeah, we actually go to a lot of Division One camps. We hold one ourselves, but we go to a lot like the University of Memphis, them being in town. We've been offered like Arkansas State, Jackson State, those type schools to go to their camps. But for us, we do a lot of our recruiting on games. We go to a lot of games all spring. We're going to games consistently, especially in the Memphis area, as well as having a coach here who was big into he was with the Memphis Tigers organization, the competitive organization. So he's learned and he's gotten to meet and see a lot of kids. For us, it helps us having our home field at USA Stadium. That being a huge tournament attraction. So for us, it's so big because we are allowed to, with there being 2 fields, we can see multiple games at once. And there being so much throughout the year that during fall, during spring, during summer, that we do our recruiting a lot of times there. And we're fortunate to have that facility. And there's not many people that in junior college baseball in Tennessee, but in the country that have a facility like that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know you guys played there.
Yeah, that's our home field. Yeah, that's our home field.
I did not know
we got a practice field and a game field.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Not many, and one of our big spiels is kids that come to us, they don't have field work. At every other JUCO and most Division Ones, if not all, you have field work. We have no field work as a junior college.
Okay, that's.
We granted Cody and them and Cody and Gino and Brandon, they do a phenomenal job. Our ground crew guys, and we help them where it need be. If they ask questions, we'll help them anytime they want, but they like to take it on their own, and they make it easy for us. And they're the reason that field stays up so well. And they're the reason that field is consistently doing as well as it is and being able to hold as many games every single year as it does.
So I know you said you had a Florida kid. How many, kids outside of the Memphis area do you have on your current roster? Are you recruiting on a national stage, type of thing?
No, we're not recruiting on a national stage. We have Kay Taylor. He's from Florida, but most of our kids are either from Tennessee, Mississippi, or Arkansas. We, like I said, we were recruiting a kid from Georgia this year. But most of our kids we're recruiting are in-state guys, or guys that are around us in Mississippi and Arkansas. And we'll go out, but we will go out and find a kid if he's in Kentucky. And the good thing is we connect with other schools and coaches, and we try to save some of the out-of-state stuff, just for the fact of if coaches have a kid that want to come in and get some innings in, or they go to Division One and it's not panning out how they want, we save for that kid, and that's something we believe we need to do. We know other schools do it, and that's what we need to make sure that when it comes to recruiting, we're smart, we're picky. And the good thing is us having 3 coaches who know me, going to Christian Mothers, head coach Eric Schoenrock, going to Carnival, and then Huber being in the Memphis Tiger organization, knowing all the coaches, and we having good relationships with most, if not all, the coaches in the Memphis area. We're able to find kids, and the coaches now are willing to send kids to Southwest and give us recommendations rather than before. They didn't want to do it. And they were hesitant to do that, and that's kind of what we're seeing is people were understanding what we're trying to do and how we're running things. They approve of it, and like I said, every single day we're trying to prove ourselves and prove that we're going to be here and we're not going anywhere. And whether they like it or not, we're trying to find the best kids, and we want the best kids to come to our school because it's a two-way investment. You come here, you do your job, you move on to the school you want to go to. Not only are you helping yourself, but you're making our school look better. It's a two-way investment every single day. And but at the same time, we're making sure we're giving you the right tools, the right resources, the right opportunity to put yourself out in front of not only teams but scouts. And like I said, the better we get, the more that'll come. And the more we recruit right and recruit the right players that are willing to put in that effort, the better we'll become.
What is the first question? Let me go with that. I got a couple of people ask. I didn't necessarily write. But Southwest is in Memphis, Tennessee. I had a couple questions about that because I didn't put it in. Again, I got people from all over.
No,
but yeah, but talk about the radius and what's considered in-state.
Okay, for us, we are in Memphis, Tennessee, and so our radius, I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's about 40 miles. So basically, they put a dot, or they pin a dot right in the middle of our campus or whatever, and it's a circle. 40 miles. And it's not actually 40 miles. It could be, we have one instance where it was like 52 miles, but the kid is 40 miles in a straight line. So he's considered in-state. It doesn't matter how it's there, as long as it's 40 miles within a straight line, he's considered in-state. Our in-state tuition being so high, or out-of-state tuition being so high, we do go after a lot of in-state kids, but that helps us within Arkansas, Mississippi, and smaller towns in Tennessee, where kids aren't getting looked at and kids aren't getting the opportunity, and they might feel neglected or like they didn't get the right opportunity. Well, if we have a chance to see you, and we think you have the ability to develop, and we see, because when we recruit, we don't always look at the kid how he is right then. I mean, yes, but it's when we recruit a kid and he commits or he signs, it's what is that kid going to look like 18 months from now? Because at the end of the day, that's the timetable he's going to be there in. How is he going to look the day one he steps on the baseball field in Southwest? And that's how we recruit. We look at them that way. Some kids we go after, people are like, why him? And we've had multiple of them, and actually, there's couple of those kids that people are like, "Why him?" are actually going to probably have a good chance to start on our team and only making bigger jumps. Why? Because they're getting the right amount of attention and the reps, and they're developing the right way. They're taking their business seriously, and they're doing the things they should do to make themselves better. Not only in the weight room, or the classroom, at the field, they're taking extra time, and that helps. And so we recruit kids that are willing to put in the extra effort, that are the right kid, not only physically but mentally. It's hard to, and like I said, we make our mistakes, it happens, but at the same time, if you're here, we're going to make sure we give you the right resources consistently, day in and day out, to better yourself. And if you don't feel like you are, as a coach staff, we want you to tell us. And like I said, our players respect that, and they know that. And like I said, we do everything we can in our power and will to give them every resource possible.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to start with some of the questions from the parents, Drew, and
Okay.
and we're gonna go from there. So here we go. We got first question will be, and again, parents, let me know by writing the questions down. I'll read it out to you. We have first one, if I'm not mistaken, will be, we got Arthur Roman from Olive Branch asking, any upcoming camps do you guys have?
We have one. We have one in the summer. It's not anything upcoming right now. I do know University of Memphis has one coming up. I'm pretty sure it's always early January. Usually January 14th, 15th, 16th, always around that date. Mm-hmm. They have one coming up. We do go to that. And like I said, we all three, all our coaches go to it. We all recruit it. We all watch. We all help. Most of us, we usually help out with it. Us having such a good relationship with the coaching staff there. Mm-hmm. But we have a tryout. Our tryout specifically, Southwest, is always in the summer. It's always in July. Now the date it's on in July, it changes, but it is in July. For us, we'll go to probably the Memphis camp, and we have a chance. I think we might have a chance to go to Arkansas State camp. It just depends on if we talk to the coaching staff, and it works out that way.
Okay.
But for us, we like I say, if you want to come to camp for us, go to the University of Memphis baseball camp. We will be there. We will see you. We introduce yourself. Talk to us. One thing kids fail to do is they try to show out so much at camps. They don't take the time to introduce themselves. Talk. That's something that us as coaches, we respect. You can take the time to introduce yourself, and then we remember your name even better. It's easier.
Say that again, please. So if I'm a 15 now, Arthur's a young, he got a young son. He's part of my program, DB Elite, but it's good information for the ones that high schoolers. So when we go to these camps and on these college campuses, and there could be multiple schools there, right? Outside looking in, we look, I'm sure certain kids and athletes look at it as, I don't want to, bother the coaches. I just want to show what I got. But you're saying you want a kid to come up, introduce themselves. Hey, I'm so-and-so from, so-and-so Arkansas. I'm so, whatever. Nice to meet you, coach. All of that. You want that to happen, huh?
Yeah. And they might not be, like say if you're a 15-year-old kid, introduce yourself. They'll remember your name. And they might not be recruiting you right then. But a year and a half down the road, all of a sudden they see your team and they're like, oh, I remember that kid. He came up and talked to me, and then things happen that way. An example I use is I actually, as an 8th grader, went and tried out for the Carnival baseball team as an 8th grader. Before I knew I was going to Christian Brothers. I tried out because I wanted him to know my name. I wanted him, and I introduced myself. I told him about myself, and then from there, I let everything else speak for itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted him to remember my name. That was my biggest thing. Whether I was good enough or not, I wanted the opportunity just to be seen. And something I did as a junior on Scout Day is I introduced myself to every scout. They may have actually known my name or they may not have, but I wanted them to know my name by the end of the day and remember my name. When they see me, remember it. Same, and like I said, we tell kids when I was at University of Memphis, we had a couple kids that introduced themselves. One, we ended up signing when I was there, and it's because we started following him. We liked what he did, and all of a sudden now we knew who he was. We contacted him, and like I said, it works that way. Same way here, introduce yourself.
Great,
and that's the biggest thing. Never be afraid.
Yeah, I've heard about the being personable and all of that, but the going up in the camps and you making the effort to go talk to the coaches and all of that, that's been an ongoing thing, man. So what we've been hearing, and that's good information. Mark Woods, Mark is from Indiana. He asks, is that for all JUCO schools? The quote scholarship money is based upon the program budget. He was saying because he's in Indiana, and he was curious if is that the same throughout the whole, all junior colleges throughout the whole country,
That I don't know. When it comes to Indiana and out there, that I'm not sure. I feel like every state's different when it comes to junior college baseball and the rules and the scholarship money and how many, whether they have scholarship rules or not. I think it differs from state to state. For us, it's that way. Actually, when I played independent baseball, I had a kid, my host, his son plays junior college baseball in Indiana, and it seems like they're very similar to what we have. It's just I think there's a few more regulations that differ both sides, but I can't really say what the scholarship stuff is in Indiana. I'm not 100% sure.
All right, cool. All right. Christopher is local. Gunter asks, in a given year, how many legitimate recruits locally are looking for a place to play?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And the biggest thing, we do is, we don't want you. The biggest thing, the biggest thing of advice I can give as a kid who's looking to play, looking to move on to the next level, whether it's junior college, Division I, is don't try to do too much. there's so many kids out there try to do way too much within the game. They see somebody there that's a team, and they do what they're not capable of doing, and it hurts them in the long run. They try to make a play they have no chance in making, or they try to home run hitter when they're better at stealing bags. You know, if you're if you like I said, it's all about pressing out. You get it, it's pressing the right guy at the right moment, but at the same time, it's playing and doing the things you can do on the field, and not coming outside of that. And if you can consistently do that, um, and like I said, it's about getting better. Not every kid. I mean, I think I saw a statistic. The World Series, there was like 31, or the World Series of the playoffs, there were like 31 junior college players there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you can't. The stigma of you have to be a divisional baseball player is far gone now. And that's the crazy thing is, we saw that. I was like, man, it's so true, because we have so many kids we had kids from our junior college league or conference that were drafted and drafted fairly high. And so that stigma is gone. You have to be, and like I said, at the end of the day, just stay within yourself, keep grinding, be willing to put in the work that no one else is willing to put in. When they're at home playing video games, put in the work. I didn't have video games, so that's all I did, play baseball. And my dad, having a big league background, never allowed me to play video games. He said, you know what, if you want to get what you want to get, if you have a dream or a goal, you've got to be willing to put in the work. If you're not willing to put in the work.
I hate to keep cutting you off, but hey, when you saying something, you saying something. So say it one more time again about the video games and all. I ain't trying to. I'm just saying. Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah. So I said my dad didn't let me have video games. But he said if you have a goal, you have a dream, be willing to put in the work. At the end of the day, you have to sacrifice, and that's what this game's about. Sacrifice. At the end of the day, I know you don't want to do it. I tell people all the time. I wanted to be drafted. Times all my buddies went out. Times I sacrificed. I didn't. But that was a goal. I wanted to be drafted, and I wanted to be a top 10 round pick. So I had to sacrifice. And
which round? Which round did you go
10.
on again? I remember. Because some people coming on later, they know you, but they may not heard the beginning.
Yeah, I went and sacrificed. Same thing in high school. I made sure my grades were right, because I wanted the right scholarships, and I wanted to put myself in the best position. I had to sacrifice high school, and I did it. And like I said, I didn't play video games. I put in the work. I stayed extra. I stayed late. I woke up early. I made sure that when all my buddies were having a good time, I didn't. But I knew what my goal was. And like I said, high school kids, man, if you have a goal, and we tell our players here, Southwest, look, you have to sacrifice nights. You're gonna want to hang out with your boys. You're gonna want to do whatever you want to do, but you have to sacrifice nights if you want to get where you want to be. And whether you like it or not, that's what it takes. Hey. And like I said, you talk to the best athletes in the world. I guarantee you they sacrifice. I guarantee they make people mad. Not coming out and not doing little things, but they are where they are because of what they sacrificed and what they were willing to do with that time.
Hey, we can go on with that. Hey, those are nuggets right there. I hope
yeah,
man. Anyway, they need to hear that more so than all of this other. And I know they hear it, but they need to hear it from somebody like yourself outside of just me. But anyway. Jesse asks, where is Southwest located? I said it again in Memphis. Johnny Ball Game, Cyclones, my boy over there, love that day. So he asks, so do you recruit from high school teams or from club teams?
Both. We do either one. I always tell people, don't ever be afraid to play with your high school baseball team. I did it. I played every summer. I played with my high school baseball team until my end of my junior summer and then my senior summer. But never be afraid to play with your high school team. It allows your coaches to see you longer. Allows them to see what you can and can't do. And like I said, you get to spend more time with them. They get to work with you a little more. But on the flip side, if you have a chance to play every single day on a club team, you can go either way. I think that argument is just tomatoes. It's whatever you want to think. But for me, when it comes to club ball, high school ball, you get recruited. We recruit either one. If we think you are talented enough, if we think you have what we're looking for, we're gonna recruit you either way, and we're gonna go after you either way. But like I said, same thing. You've got to make sure you do your own, do what you're capable of doing, and stay within your lane. At the end of the day, if you're not a home run hitter, don't be a home run hitter. You know, if you got swipes bags, stop trying to hit anything in the air. You know, put it on the ground, show your speed, steal a couple bags. Trust me, you open eyes quick. You know, if you're a power guy, you know, when you get to, you know, let it eat. You know what? Let it eat. You stay within your lane. Understand what you're good and what you're not good at. And you do that, there's always room to work on the other parts. You know, but stay within your lane and things will happen. You know, I always tell our players, you attack the game the right way, putting in the effort, putting in the time, the game will reward you at the end of the day. The game always will reward you at the end of the day. You mess with the game, you embarrass the game will humble you quickly. And I tell them that consistently. You attack the game the right way, you will be rewarded. Whether it's now, it might not be now, but a month down the road, you'll start seeing the benefits. So,
yeah, that's good information, man. So, I got Christina from Cali. She asked, she said, sorry if this question has been asked. I just came on, but she said, when can a player first go to a college camp? She said she has an 8th grader. He's currently in a great program on the right track, but want to make sure that she supports him by knowing the process, when, how, whatever, ahead of time, you know?
That's as early as you want. I think within reason, I think 8th grade is perfect. You can start going to camps then. And if 8th grade from then on, yeah, go to camps. You know, understand that, you know, your kid will be, you know, depending on the camp you go to, could be one of 30 or could be one of 250. It just depends on the camp you choose. But understand, look, I honestly, it doesn't, to me, I think camps are big. A, allows you to get seen. B, for us, it allows the coaches to look at you. But understand, don't just show up to camp not having picked up a bat or not having run a 60 time or not having thrown. Don't just pick it up and expect it to connect or click. That doesn't work like that. Not, to me, it's not, unlike a lot of other sports, you can't just pick it up and expect it to work. And like I said, that's why baseball is a high failure sport. So at the same time, I think camps are great, but as for a kid in California, there's so much opportunity out there. It would be hard not to take advantage of a camp or two and see where you're at the end of the day. It lets you know where you stack up against other kids your age, what you need to work on, what you struggle with, but also what your strengths are, and then you can make those even better. And like I said, there's no reason to not go to camps.
Cool. All right, I got Jake asks from Mississippi asks, what is the main skill you look for in a prospect?
We don't necessarily look for one thing. Something I look for as an offensive coach is I'm not really worried about how you're doing when, you know, you're 4 for 4. Yeah, because everybody's happy, everybody's energetic, everybody's having a good time. But how are you when you're having your worst game? We look a lot at body language. We talk a lot about body language. You know, when you're 0-4, are you gonna sit there and not want to play defense? Are you gonna sit there and bring down your team, bring down the energy? You know, it's something where that's what we look for. We want a kid to have a bad day and then go out and make a diving catch. We want a kid to, you know, struggle on the mound, can't get in the zone, and walk 2 guys, but grind it out and find a way out inning every single time. You know, you're not always gonna have your best stuff on the field. We get that. If you know you have something we like, whether you had a good game or a bad game, we're gonna come back. It's not, you know, people, they put such a big thing on, I have to go 4-4 today to get seen. No. Some of your worst days can be some of your best days as a recruiting tool. Hey, look, this kid went 0-4 today with 3 Ks. He at third base, nothing got by him. He made every play. He got after it. He was you know, a 4-2 runner down the line every single time. He busted it. He got after, like, you know what? He struck out every time, but he put together a quality at bat consistently. It's not always what your overall result is. And that's what we look at. We look at so much more into it. It helps having coaching staff who fully understands that. And then me coaching at University of Memphis, talking to, Greeny, to Rock, to Mac, to even Lee, and knowing them well and knowing what they're looking for and communicating with them. They I guarantee you they reiterate what I'm saying. They're not worried always about what you're doing on your best day. It's how you are on your worst.
Amen to that. All right. So Mark from Texas asks, do you contact the kid's high school coach or his showcase coach or both if interested?
Either one. Either one. More times than not, we like to contact them ourselves. We actually like to find their number and contact them specifically ourselves. Something we're big on in recruiting is communication. We believe we can communicate, and not all the time we're gonna be like, hey, you need to come to our school. You need to come to our school. No, it's more of, hey, man, how's everything going? If you're a football player, man, how's football season going? How are you doing? How's your team doing? How's your family doing? More so than, hey, you come to our school or not, kind of thing. I think, the biggest thing we do is try to communicate, try to make it as stressful, as easy as possible. No stress. We don't want it to be stressful at all. And understand, we'll communicate, and if we like you as a player, as who you are, well, we'll go up to your parent if we can find them. Or we'll go up to your coach if we can find them. Say, hey, look, can we talk to this kid? We'd rather us do it face to face with the kid, or us talk on the phone, us to the kid, rather than talk to the coach or the parent, because we'd rather know the kid. And like I said, we know what we like out of the kid. We don't always need a coach to tell us what he can do, this or that. If we like the kid, we're going to go after him, and we're going to talk to him and communicate with him. And then from there, it's watching him play more, watching him, just following up on him every single day, not every single day, but as much as we can.
I got you.
Within reason, without annoying them, overbearing them, and making it as easy as possible.
We got Sidarius asks, I hear to stay club ball because scouts go there more than school ball. But he said he's letting his kid do both because he loves the sport. So what do you say? Everybody thinks like, travel ball is the only way,
No, not at all. I had on my high school team my freshman year, I had Logan Forsythe, big leagues. Right. I had Matt Packer, went to University of Virginia, AAA for years. Scouts loved him. Philip Irwin, big leagues. And the thing is, it's on and on. It doesn't matter. High school, and the thing is, we had Matt Lee, who we faced. We had, and like every year, there was guys I was facing that had draft potential. Drew Pomerantz, I faced him nonstop in high school. Zach Cozart. Like these guys are, scouts will come if you if you do what you're supposed to do. Scouts will be there. Don't put such emphasis on you have to play travel ball. No, that's not true at all. Scouts will be there. They're not always noticeable. Trust me. They try to be as least noticeable, but sometimes you can recognize a scout when we can recognize a scout fairly easily. Right. Most parents, a lot of them can't recognize a scout. Right. It's not a scout didn't always carry in a bag with the radar gun in it. No, no.
And the logo on the bag. Or something.
Exactly. He may just go watch a game. And it's I always tell our players, it's for me, I got the opportunity because of other players.
Yep.
I got the opportunity because of somebody else. I just took advantage of the opportunity and showed what I can do. And so whether it is travel ball, whether it is what you feel like you have the best opportunity, fine. But more times than not, they're not always coming to watch your kid. They're coming to watch somebody else. You just put an impression on them. Now they've got your name. Now they've got your number. Now they'll come back and watch you. It's not always about. They don't always come to watch you. I didn't get recruited off of somebody coming to watch me. They came to watch somebody else, and they just saw me.
Okay. I
guarantee you're the same way.
I'm the same way, dude.
I guarantee somebody came to watch you.
My high school team made 20 scouts every time he pitched. My high school, he's a year older than me, and it'd be who's this kid out here and whatever. And the next, I got drafted higher than him that first round. That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
It is exactly how it goes.
Yep. So we got Jake asked again. How do you feel about perfect game? Waste of time and money, or what?
I'm kind of I did it. I can't say I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think there's some events, yes, are great. I like the World Wood Bat Classic. I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It allows teams to see you with the wood in your hand. Takes you out of the comfort zone of swinging an aluminum every single day. I like it. Some people don't. They think it's a waste of time. I honestly think if you're doing the things you should do, more times than not, unless you are I feel like unless you are a top, I guess, top athlete in the country, more times than not, the schools that are there, the scouts that are there, they unfortunately aren't going to look at you due to not knowing you. Now, you might impress them, yes. I'm not saying that could never happen. But I think more times than not, the schools you'll get recruited by or signed by or the opportunity to play with or play for are schools within your area or within a state or two from you. It's very hard for us to recruit a kid, from Arizona because he went to a perfect game because we won't get to see him again. We got one time impression, and you don't know. I mean, it could go either way. That's just some people who like it, some people who don't. I'm kind of impartial to it. I've done it. Yeah, there are scouts there. Yes, there are teams there, and yeah, schools go. Plenty of them do, but I don't think it's everything. I really don't. I think you can get recruited. Any other, I mean, and now it's bigger than ever. But I think you get recruited playing on your high school team or playing in just a regular tournament that no one's at. That somebody you're facing is a dude of a pitcher, and you turn him around. Now, like, okay, this kid can hit. Or you're a pitcher and you're facing two top prospects on your team, and they go for 8 with 4 Ks. Okay, this kid pitch a little bit. It like I said, I think it can go either way. I'm not huge on it, but like I said, if you got the talent, you show out there,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna get some interest. I mean, it just depends on who you're talking to.
I we got uh Coach Lee Parks asks, what does Drew use to trim his facial hair? I had to say it, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to throw those little jabs at
Yeah. Yes, he does. Always.
Yeah. And my boy Stephen Ken is on, and he's a big leaguer. And he's just, basically just piggyback off what you said about earlier with the Red Sox, the playoffs. How many guys come from junior colleges that make it to the big leagues? You know what I'm saying? And Stephen is one of them. You know what I'm saying? And
my dad was going to junior college and said he went out of high school, but he was signed to junior college.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, he told me don't ever worry about where you go to college. If you're good enough, if you have what they want, you will get drafted. Does not matter where you play or who it's for, you can still get drafted. And he goes, you can go to Ole Miss, you can go to Memphis, you can go to junior college. If you do the thing you're supposed to do, you will get drafted. You will have an opportunity. And till this day, I remember him saying it to me. To this day, and it's because I was getting stressed out of where I was going to school. To this day, he told me, he goes, you can draft from anywhere. Doesn't matter. He goes, you can draft it from the smallest town in America. If you do the things you're supposed to do, you can get drafted. And it stuck with me till this day. And I tell guys this all the time. You'll get drafted. If you're supposed to get drafted, you're gonna get drafted.
Amen. Oh God. Hey, you piggyback, and I've said these things. You just, you're a pro guy. You saying you experience this. You see guys from all over the world and country playing professional ball, so you know what I'm saying. It ain't everybody doesn't have to go to the biggest SEC, biggest program, and all of that. Anyway, I've said that multiple times, and you just, anyway. Jesse asks, does Southwest offer housing to out-of-state players? Does the program give an option for housing?
We do not offer housing. The state of Tennessee does not offer housing for junior college players. What we do is we have 2 apartment complexes that we talk to the manager. Basically, we want our players living together. We believe, if you're on the team together, live together, have chemistry built up, you'll hang out together. This is your second family away from home. And no, we do not offer housing, but we have 2 apartment complexes that we like our players to stay at. We allow them to stay there. And the good thing is if, they have our number and if anything ever happens, they can call. But like I said, we make sure that it's in the best area possible for them. We want them to have any resources they need around them. But for us, junior colleges do not offer housing per se. And scholarship wise, we can't offer you money for housing. But what we can do is, you come here and, like I said, we offer you an amount of scholarship. You have academics on top of that, that can go towards housing. We'll never, like I said, if you have a bunch of academic stuff and we give you a scholarship on top of that, you can use it however you want to use it. There's no really rules on how you use that money. You can use it for books, housing, food, whatever is necessary.
Okay. All right. Christina asks, we talked about this, but she asks again, does the high school my son attend in Cali, when it comes to scouts coming around, does it matter?
No, especially being in California.
Right.
There's so much talent. There's so much talent out there.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're gonna get if he like I said, if he does the things he should do, he he has the opportunity to play in front of somebody. I guarantee you, that's getting scouted every day, every single game. Like I said, it's all about somebody else getting attention. You've got to do what you're supposed to do, stay in your lane and make sure that, you prove and show you can do, your talent, whatever that might be, whether it's, throwing, whether it's pitching or whether you got a great arm or whether you're an extreme defender or whether, you're a catch and throw guy. I mean, it doesn't matter. You've got to make sure that, you can't go outside of what you're capable of, and you're in California. There's so much talent out there. There's no reason why you shouldn't be playing in front of, if not playing, around guys that are probably getting scouted or recruited by bigger schools or smaller schools, but recruited in general.
Mm-hmm. Jason wants to ask, have you ever recruited in Vegas? And what players, if so, have any players played, with you from Vegas? Came to Vegas from Vegas.
No, we have not. I mean, and that's not saying we wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, people send videos to us all the time, and a lot of schools that they'll get videos and emails, and they'll honestly delete them. We look at all our videos. We want to know, are we missing out on a kid that might help us or help our program? And so we'll look on it. We'll look at it consistently, and like I said, if it interests us, we'll look. But like I said, we would love to get more globally, but for us, or more nationally, or whatever. But for us, it's always about the out-of-state waivers and making sure that we have enough. Because like I said, at the end of the day, once those 5 are gone, then now it's dipping into the whole scholarship money as a whole. And when you give a kid, $8,000 scholarship or whatever it might be, we got to understand that we have so much to spend. And like I said, but we will never say no. We would never say no. And it's like I said, if the kid's interested, like I said, we got a kid from Florida, and like I said, we saw him at a tournament here in Memphis, and it just had, like I said, it happens, and one thing led to another, and now he's here.
Okay, we got Mark Henry from Texas asking, during the season, what is travel like for your players, and how does it affect their school and grades?
For travel, all of our schools are within 3 to 5 hours of us. Most are in conference are 3 to 6 hours. We play a few out of state. Like last year we went to LC Eunice, who actually won the national championship. We went to Jones. We went to Meridian, and then any schools in Nashville. Our travel usually is pretty light. We do go on charter buses. From a hotel standpoint, we stay in all Holiday Inn Expresses. We try to make sure that they have breakfast every morning that's made for them, that's continental or whatever, but it's food. We give them a certain amount of money a day for meals. We make sure that they're as comfortable as possible being on the road. They're playing on the road is not always easy. You're out of your comfort zone. You're playing in new territory. It's new scenery. It might be difficult scenery. So we try to make sure it's as easy as possible on them when traveling. And by the same, we want them to understand that they're their own business. They're not there for party. They're not there for fun. They're there to win baseball games. and they're there to take care of business. At the end of the day, we try to make it as easy as possible.
All right. Jake wants to ask, should a kid use wood or metal at the showcases?
That's again, that's one of those things. It could go either
So
way.
yeah, Jake, to answer your questions, man, it's just sometimes they force you. Like if you go to World Wood Bat Tournament, you have to use wood.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're comfortable, Jake, you know what I'm saying, using wood at certain tournaments, you go, by all means, go do it. You know what I'm saying? But at certain tournaments, it's aluminum only. Certain tournaments, it's wood only. So it just depends. Once you kind of get into it, I know Jake, and I know the age of his kid. Once he's at that age now that he's getting into it. So so that I'll help you answer that question.
Yeah. And like I said, it can go either way. I mean, I swung both wood and aluminum as a teenager coming up and in high school. It just whatever your preference is, I guess.
Right. All right. So Javi from Arkansas asks, is your email on the baseball website?
Yes.
Okay. So they want to send film or anything like that?
Yeah. My email's on there.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah,
so that
mine and the head coach is on there.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So either one.
And Javi, if you've been listening on, have your son send the email. We've been listening over there to anything. Have your son send the email, not dad. Okay. So last one I got. Darius brought one in. How is it scouting players that got a how is it scouting players that are good in multiple positions, aka utility players? Do you take the time to look at or have them focus on one position? His kid is 11. As a parent with no baseball background, just wants to see the route should go. So basically, he's trying to, as you get older in high school, does it benefit a kid to be playing all over or specialize in just one position?
No, I think if
that's
you can play all over. Why not? Look at Jacob Wilson with he was a Cardinals now Nationals. Kid's able to play. He was able to play third base, second base. I've seen him play first base for him. I've seen him play shortstop, left field. The ability to play all of those and play them at a fairly high level is just hard to do. And you got to understand it takes work. You don't just naturally do that. The hardest thing to do when it comes to utility is being like a pitcher hitter. You got to understand you got to take time to be a pitcher and then take the exact same time to be a hitter. It's understanding that. But when it comes to utility player, me being left-handed, I was basically stuck to the outfield and first base, and I definitely wasn't an infielder, so I was stuck out there. But yeah, when it comes to the utility guy, yeah, if we have a kid that we're interested in, he's a utility guy, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's. So Darius, if he's able to do it multiple positions, keep him playing multiple positions as long as he can. 100%. If he's great at what he does, he is very valuable to any freaking team. Trust me on that.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think all right, so Jude, I think that's all the questions from the parents, man. And again, I want to say I appreciate you real fast, if you could, for the radius 40-something mile radius outside of the Memphis area. Can you talk about the Tennessee Hope scholarships and how the scholarship go for please explain
it's like a 40-mile radius outside, so in a direct line. For the Tennessee, so basically in the state of Tennessee, we have the Tennessee Hope Scholarship, and then we have, if you do not get the Tennessee Hope Scholarship, I think that's based academically. If you do not, they have the Tennessee Promise, which it covers any schooling that you have. So for us being a junior college, say you come to us and you do not get the Tennessee Hope, you can get the Tennessee Promise, and that will cover any type of schooling. But for us, within the 40-mile radius, it doesn't always necessarily go towards Mississippi or towards Arkansas. But they do have stuff that will transfer over or translate over. But you have to get it all taken care of beforehand. Something I tell kids all the time when it comes to scholarships, and go online. I had to do it as a player, as a high school kid. I went online. I found a good list of scholarships. If they want to give out money, they want to give you money every single. They're trying to hand out money for kids for school. Understand that. Don't always go after the $2, $3, $4,000 scholarships. Go after the smaller ones. I tell our kids all the time, recruit, look, go at the $500 ones. $500 adds up very quickly. And when it comes to scholarships, take 30 minutes out of your day, knock out a 2-page paper, whatever it is, turn it in, you're done with it. Next day, same thing. Trust me, when same thing. If you put in the work, you might get lucky and get, extra $1,500 a scholarship that you weren't getting before. Don't be afraid to put in the work and put in the time to help out, because at the end of the day, your parents are working hard. So you want to help them out as much as possible. Take time out of your day to do that. Instead of playing 30 minutes of, Call of Duty or whatever, knock out a scholarship thing. Take 30 minutes and knock out a paper. It helps out you. It helps out your parents. And like I said, it makes things a little easier.
All right. We got Mark, Jesse, guys are just saying thank you, to you, Coach, and for coming on. I say appreciate you too. And I'm just going to wrap this up real fast before I head out. If you've been listening, my consistent listeners that's been on, you guys know how, and I don't poo-poo no big time, SEC, ACC schools, because they'll be coming on, you know what I'm saying? But there is something that is, it's that junior colleges offer. I didn't know this, and Drew already said it too when he was coming out. We always had this mindset, but when it comes to maybe your grades ain't necessarily right, maybe the school or something that you really wanted to go to or something didn't have the players, then necessarily the playing time wasn't there, or you got drafted and you didn't like your draft status, or you're coming from a D1 program and you didn't get the you got basically your scholarship got taken away. You had to come down. There's so many different benefits that comes from playing in junior college that I have seen and realized the last year or two. And I'm not an advocate. I see what I see. So I just think, if you need a little bit more time developing, it's a lot of benefits when it comes to junior colleges. And I appreciate you coming on. Speaking on Monday, we got another junior college coming on. We got my boy Roberto Vaz coming in from LSU Eunice coming in on Monday. And so, we're going to keep this little junior college, not little, but we're going to keep this junior college theme going. All right. And then next week, we got a packed house. Next week we got Oakland A's scout coming in on Wednesday. We got I know definitely one set up, but 2 ex-major leaguers that now run their own college programs coming on next week. And so again, I'm here to just help you guys. It's just full of knowledge. I appreciate you and everybody that's come on for this. So we are Drew, I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, D.
See you in a year or two. It's funny I have to see you.
I know, it's been a minute.
Yeah, so it's just good to see you, my dude. So again, I love everybody that's been on. Appreciate you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow. It'll be me tomorrow at 3:00. I said that yesterday, but look, I got picked up and I got my boy Drew to come on last minute. So who knows? But it will be me tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then Monday we got a pack-filled week coming up. So I want to say appreciate you guys, and you guys take care. Have a great rest of your day. Drew, I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, everybody.
All right.